Hello, Stanley here. I'm out once again in the dreaded Ebola, deep in the heart of the jungle, still on the search for the dreaded lurgy, and I haven't seen one yet. I've been looking for days, and I've had people ask me questions like, how do I survive while I'm out in the jungle? And, well, an example of how I survive. Up here, you'll see in this little tree here, that is a sour plum, an Ebolan sour plum, just sitting up there in the tree. It looks a little bit like a rather large cherry. It doesn't taste anywhere near as nice as a cherry. Tastes a little bit more like I guess dried elephant dung. A little bit more rough and ready sort of flavor. However, it's quite sustaining, and when you're out in the jungle, as I very often am, it's the kind of thing that will keep me going for days. Oh, delicious. Smoky. Do you hear that? That is the sound of the jungle holding its breath. Gone are the birds shrieking and the animals howling. There is nothing. A few little cryptids, a few insects buzzing, and the sound of wind in the canopy. There is something afoot, some large game about, stalking. And I'm not sure if I'm the one doing the stalking or if it's stalking me. I'm simply famished just now. Oh, look here. How surprising. This is a little bunch of black jungleberries from the Ebolan sticky date tree. Got to be careful not to touch the bark. It will leave you with a rash that will last for weeks. However, this will keep me going. Very happy to see this. I'm very excited. They've got a rather, again, the flavor is somewhat acidic. One is usually enough for me, but this bunch here will keep me going for all day. Let's have one. Oh, lovely. What's that? Delicious. I could do with another one of those. Well, must go. Still no sign. I won't give up. I'll find a dreaded lurgy if it kills me. One of the things about dreaded lurgies is that they live very often high in the tree. They're a very heavy animal, rotund. It's a little bit like crossing a koala with a hippopotamus. Vicious creature, terribly long claws, massive weight, and if you thought it was a bad idea to fall asleep under a coconut tree, well, this is next level, I can assure you. You know the best thing about not being able to find dreaded lurgies? It's the fact that you can't find any. Oh look, there's a very big tree. Let's have a look at that tree. Look right behind me. That is a big tree. Can we see a dreaded lurgy up there? Just look for a big black bottom. Looking, I can't seem to see. No, yes, no. That does possibly. There's a little spy. See that little that thing right there? That's reminding me a lot of an Ebolan strangler. And you don't want to see one of those on a bad day, I can assure you. They'll pop your head off before you know it. A very nasty snake. I'm a little bit concerned by that. In fact, I think I'm just going to keep walking, because the last thing I want is to have my head popped off by an Ebolan strangler. Phew! I'm here just now, next to a juvenile example of Scabious ebolicus, the aptly named wicked Ebolan lawyer vine. If you take a look, you'll see the terrible spines on this vine. And when the vine turns into a bush, look here, look, you even see one of these things here, all of these spines pointing inwards. Do you see them? They're all pointing inwards, these little spiky spikes. Well, this vine, aptly named the lawyer vine, because it likes to hang on to people, if you get caught by it, it will simply hang on to you and won't let you go. Yes. Oh, yes, very good. Delightful. There's a couple more. My foot doesn't look like that. I don't know if yours do. But this is an Ebolan footnut. There we go. I can see that. It looks just like a little foot. There we are. But this must be a boy foot. Last one. Nay, very horsey indeed. There we are. If you listen carefully, you'll hear some type of insect code. I've been here for many years, and I'm learning to decipher insect code. Listen. It's getting to the exciting bit now. Here it comes. Ooh, goody. Oh. And stop. Very good. So, I had to listen then, and that insect, that group of insects there were telling the story. They were telling the story about a handsome man who was coming along wearing a lovely olive safari suit. He had a beautiful fetching helmet on. I can only assume he was meaning me. And that he was saying that man doesn't know how much danger he's in. He'd better run. Excuse me. If we look down here, you'll see a little Guinea Stone. Right here, a Guinea Stone. It's a stone that looks remarkably like a guinea pig. You could almost imagine it going but it is quite consumable. Quite crunchy. Yes. Well, with a quite crunchy initial taste, with a sort of flatulent, dungy sort of aftertaste. Oh. It's challenging. It's a challenge to eat a Guinea Stone. However, at the end of the day, it keeps my body alive. And when I'm out in the jungle for weeks and months at a time, alive is the state that I want my body in at all times. If you look here, you'll see an entire tree that I'm currently standing on. And that tree shows the signs of being simply pushed aside when something very large was happening by. You can see in the canopy through the jungle, in the undergrowth there, you can see there's definitely signs of a large creature coming through. Some of the flattened leaves, pushed aside branches, and a lot of that undergrowth has simply been squashed underfoot. Well, clearly we're getting close. I wonder if it's a namby-pamby. Well, I've looked for that dreaded lurgy. I've looked for a namby-pamby today. But I've had no luck, no success at all. Which is most likely quite a good thing. Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, it is always my pleasure to talk to you. I, Stanley, explorer extraordinaire, bid you farewell. Woot!